Alrighty, looks like we got a couple more left. Part number 7 is the rack pad, and this is what actually goes up in the Arbor Press, and we use this to push down on parts and stuff like that. Um, it's kind of a misleading drawing, so I think you're probably going to want to pay attention to how I model this one and pretty much follow it the way I do. It is a round object. I typically would revolve it. But there's some weird stuff going on here that it actually will be a little easy to extrude it and then use the fillet tool. So multiple extrusions, a fillet tool, and then a chamfer tool, and we can come up with everything we need to come up with for the rack pad. So without further ado, let's create a new part. Start us a sketch. This will be on the top plane, which is the XZ. And you know me, I don't like the word not to be straight. A little OCD action going on there. Circle. Click that guy going on here. And let's make that largest section first. So that's 0.875. So that's the biggest diameter is 0.875 on this guy. Hotkey for extrude is E. The distance of this overall part is 1.062 minus 0.812. This includes the chamfer we're going to put on the bottom. So we have that. Then we can go over to chamfer. It's the bottom of it. It says on the print the chamfer is supposed to be 0.06. So we'll go ahead and accept that. So now we have that little base piece. Next, we're going to create another sketch on this face. And basically, this is going to be the same diameter that base is. It's just going to get extruded up. So we can just hit project geometry and project that large circle around the outside. And E for extrude. And this one looks like it will be 0.812 minus 0.562. So now we stack that on top of it. Now the next step will be to take and kind of curve this thing over. I know it's kind of misleading here, but we're gonna curve this whole thing over and kind of skip this step here because the numbers just they don't really work out unless you guys can figure out a different way. But I wouldn't spend a lot of time on it and just kind of build it how I got going on. So once you got that stacked up, you can just do the fillet. Click your edge, and this radius says it's supposed to be 0.312. That's going to curve that whole dome over like that, which is good. And then we'll create another new sketch on that top little piece that's left. You guessed it, project geometry of this little circle right here in the middle. So now that's yellow. E for extrude. And this guy is going to need to go up on the print, 0.562 is the extrusion. And enter. And check it out, man. You just created the rack pad. So pretty easy part number 7 as modeled. And you kind of look at your different things. There's your angle. That is going to be a surface to be able to push down on. So nice job. If you have any questions, let me know.